Well, hey there, everybody. This is Jaron from REtipster.com, and today I want to introduce you to a really powerful tool that I use almost every day in my real estate business. It's called Simplifile, and it's actually a service that allows you to record legal documents with the county, like deeds, for example, 100% online. For those of you who do the majority of your real estate transactions through a title company or closing attorney, then you've probably never dealt with the headache of having to record a deed with the local recording office. But if you're like me and you close a large majority of your deals on your own, what I'm about to show you may just be a game changer for your business. Having to either go in person to the county or mail in the deed and supporting documents needed to record the purchase of a property successfully has always been a super frustrating bottleneck in my business. I feel like doing anything traditional mail is just a stressor for me. Call me a millennial, but having to lick a stamp and put it on an envelope and send it in the mail is just a cumbersome process from beginning to end. And another aspect that's extremely frustrating is that each county has a slightly different price they charge for recording fees. So if you underpay, your stuff's gonna get returned. And if you overpay, typically they don't return your change. You're just out of luck. So before I log in and give you kind of the lay of the land here, I want to address a couple things related to their sign-up process and how Simplifile works in general. First, how you sign up is by submitting your information on their Get Connected page. So let's go check that out right now. Now you simply fill out your information here, select what kind of organization type you are. For those watching from the REtipster community, the most relevant will probably be the real estate office option. If you prefer, you don't even have to submit your information here. You could call them, but the key takeaway is that this isn't something that you can just sign up arbitrarily to. You're actually gonna have to go through an application process and they're gonna have to vet you. Now, for real estate professionals, you do not have to be a licensed real estate agent in order to use their system. Investors are 100% okay, but one of the main reasons why they have an application process is that they require you to actually be a business entity, and they'll require that you submit proof that your business entity exists. Regarding price, it doesn't really cost anything to use Simplifile, which is actually a pretty big plus. If I understand it correctly, they make money by taking a percentage of the fee you pay the county once you've successfully recorded your documents through their system. Something else to be aware of is that not every county takes Simplifile. So depending on what county you do business in will determine whether or not you can use their system. I found them so helpful that I actually made it a rule that I don't do any direct mail in counties that don't accept Simplifile. For me, it's that powerful. Once you've applied and your account is approved, all you have to do is add the counties you want to do business in. Typically, adding new counties is as simple as a click of a button, but some markets are more strict or have more of a vetting process than others. So depending on where you do business, they might require you to sign an agreement or provide further supporting documentation in order for you to utilize Simplifile within that county. What's nice though is that whatever's required for you to do business in that county will be provided for you clearly through the Simplifile dashboard. So it's always a pretty seamless process. So with that, let's go ahead and log in and let me show you around. Okay. Now that we're logged in, the very first thing we're going to see is the activity feed for all of our recorded documents. For me, these all happen to be deeds, but you'll see shortly there are a number of different types of documents you can record through Simplifile. Today, I actually have a deed I need to record, so I'll be using that as an example to show you the process. But before we go ahead and do that, there's one section on the left here I want to show you. So how you would add new counties is you would go to this counties tab, and then as you can see, I'm actually currently approved for all of the counties in Florida and Indiana that take Simplifile. And if I wanted to register more counties, I would just go here to this button that says register more counties, and then I could go to any one of these states here and then select a county individually, or right here on the right-hand side is a button that lets me select all of the counties for a particular state. And then if the particular state that you're doing business in, like I said, requires further documentation or some other process, then Simplifile will let you know. So now that we've gone through that, let me take you through the process of actually recording a deed. So the deed that I'm going to be recording is actually for St. Johns County. And then I'm going to come here to package name, and then I'm just going to name it St. John's, just for the sake of example, St. John deed. And Here's where you select what kind of document you're going to be recording. And as you can see, you can do an affidavit, an agreement, an assignment, a number of different things, a death certificate. There's several different types of documents that you can record here, and each county will add or subtract the different document types that they will allow you to record through Simplifile. So for my purposes, I'm just going to go here to deed and then proceed to add document to package. I'm going to go ahead and select this. This is on my desktop. And then all I have to do here is in the grantors section, I just have to put down who the grantor is, who the grantee is, and then put the consideration amount. So very simply, and then I select add, and then grantee. Now, something that I want to mention about the consideration amount. I found it custom, at least in Indiana, to put the consideration amount on the deed as either $1 or $10. But I've gotten a couple rejections due to this issue. It may just be a Florida specific thing, but according to some of the recording offices of the counties I've worked in, they are now making it mandatory to add the actual purchase price as the consideration. So that's what I'm going to be doing in today's video. Now that I've done that, I can go ahead and proceed to the next step. But before I do that, I want to just talk about some of the options up here that are really, really handy. I'm not by any means condoning that you should change legal documents. I'm just saying that it's interesting that they have some erasers here where you can come here and you can erase some of the things here on the document and then hit apply. There are some pretty nifty tools that are here. Now that we've gone through all that, I'm going to go ahead and hit done. Now that this is ready, all I have to do is hit the submit button. I tell it to notify me when this package is recorded or rejected, and then I hit submit. And then you'll see here at the top that this is now set as sent. There's a couple things that can happen at this point. One is that the county can actually reject the deed if there was a mistake on there, maybe the legal description is off, maybe there's some discrepancy. They can reject it after they've reviewed it and then let me know why they rejected it, and then I can do what I have to do to correct the error. Or they could just simply accept it, and then once it's accepted, it's going to sit in my account just like these other ones with a nice green button that says recorded. And there you have it, guys. As you can see, Simplifile is an extremely powerful tool. Now, when I do a closing through a mobile notary outside of a title company, I don't even have to pay for a return envelope for them to send me back the original deed with the wet signature. I just have them simply scan and email me a copy, and then I keep that for my records, and then I use that to file with Simplifile. So it saved me money on closing fees. It's a very seamless process. I don't have to deal with the cumbersome process of sending something out in the mail. A ton of different ways Simplifile has been just a win-win-win across the board for me. So I hope you guys have found this video helpful. For more tips, tricks, and real-world guidance on how to crush it as a real estate investor, come and join us over at REtipster.com.